Today we're going to be talking about how to perform the proper push-up. It might seem obvious, but it actually isn't at all, and I'm going to show you why. So the first thing we need to think about, right, is where do our hands go with regard to, are they up here? Are they down here? Well, there is a correct answer, and it's right here by your armpits. All right, so when it comes to the height of your hands, they should be lined up by your armpits, thumb to the armpits. Now, no matter how wide you go with the push-up, you still want to make sure that your thumbs are at the level of your armpit, okay? That's rule number one. So when we go to place those hands down, I'm going to show you the harder version, which is hands right under the shoulders. Now, the more narrow you place your hands, the more you're going to have to engage your triceps. The wider you go, the more you're getting into the chest. And believe it or not, we're actually going to use our lats as well, and of course our core. You want to make sure that your spine is straight as well, so feet are going to come out behind you, okay? So the first thing we've got is thumbs lined up with armpits. Now you might think, actually, you know what guys, I'm going to turn this way for you. You might think, okay, I'm just dropping straight down. Well, let's watch and see what happens, right? We're here. I'm going to drop straight down into my push-up. What's happening to my elbows? Notice how they're going out to the side. That is extremely, extremely bad. Now you think, I'm going to widen my hands. That's going to do the trick. They're still going out to the side when we go straight down. The key is to actually shift forward on your toes and then lower down. Because what we want to do is we want to keep our elbows back, even if the hands are wide. So even if we place our hands nice and wide, the elbows are still going to go back, not out. All right, because that really compromises your shoulder, your elbow. It's just no bueno. We want to keep them stacked when you're in your bottom position, and what that means is we want that elbow directly over the wrist, elbows back, thumbs lined up with the armpits. Okay, so I showed you what not to do. Let me show you what to do. So here we go. I'm lining those thumbs up with the armpits, and instead of going down, which is bad here, right? First thing I think about is tuck your butt, squeeze your bummy, protect your core. Yes, I said bummy, I have kids. Pull your belly button into your spine. Shift slightly forward, inhale. Keep the spine neutral, lower down, keep your bummy tight. Up, press. That's proper. Now, let's go over all the things not to do. We get in our push-up position, and we do this. Don't keep the core tight, right? Or you keep your butt really high. Or your hands are too far in front of you, and you're doing your push-up like this, which I've seen a million times. So, rule number one. Which way is my hair going right now? How's that, guys? Is that better? Thumbs. I can feel it. Thumbs, armpit, perfect. Even if we go wider, that's not a problem. As long as we shift forward, elbows are still going back. Spine is still straight. Even more narrow, elbows still going backwards and up. Keep your butt tight, keep your belly button pulled into your spine, shift forward a couple inches, lower down, and then press back up. Now, there's a couple different theories. There's always, people have different opinions. There's a couple different theories on how low to the ground you should go. You've seen some people go chest to the ground, and then other people will tell you absolutely not, don't allow the elbows to go above the shoulders. If you're incredibly fit, you could arguably be absolutely fine with that tremendous range of motion, but it's a lot of strain on the tendons in the shoulder. I don't recommend it. I don't think it's necessary for that little arguable extra benefit of, you get the added range of motion, and some people will say like, no, we're conditioning those tendons, and I just think it's risky and most people aren't fit enough for it. So it would look like this if you were to do it, which I do not recommend. So let's say you're here, I'm pretty fit so I can handle it, but you shift forward, you drop down, chest to ground, see how the elbows are over the shoulders, and then up and press. But honestly, I prefer that you just come forward, shift down to even, butts tight, exhale, press. And when you press, also use your lats. Come up and squeeze your lats. Nice and strong, butt tucked, belly button drawn in, legs straight, quads engaged, pulling the quads up into the sky. And that is how you do a push-up. Now, if you need to modify this, instead of doing push-ups on hands and knees, and I know I've instructed that because a lot of times I don't have a sofa or a coffee table to demonstrate what it would look like on an elevated platform, but that's gonna be better than doing push-ups on your hands and knees because you're still getting the core work. So the resistance is easier because you're on an elevated platform, like your coffee table, right? But you're still getting that core strength because your lever, the lever of your body, is longer. So here's a short lever, right? Knees to hands. Here's a long lever, feet to hands. I prefer the modified version on an elevated platform. For more fitness advice, nutrition guidelines, and overall health and wellness information, click like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you want to hear, see, know more of, engage with me.